Hello, it's such a pleasure joining us again on Oracle Television. I am Lily Boendi. I had this great man of God with me the other time, Apostle Victor Bessong, talking to us about what God is doing this end time with the body of Christ and how you and I can position ourselves to be part of what God is doing. You know, he talked to us about the fact that God is processing us. He is in the process of, forming us and changing us to bring us to our trophy stage. Trophy stage meaning His blessings, the manifestations of His promises upon our lives, and everything He has for us in our marriages, in our finances, in our ministries, every area of our lives. And He talked to us about, what it takes to be processed, the tribulations and trials, the challenges you and I may be facing in our daily lives as a Christian, and also, talking about killing the flesh, and the daily sacrifices, the spiritual disciplines, reading the Word, spending time in the presence of the Lord. He talked a lot to us. I was so blessed. I believe you were so blessed too. Today, we want to touch on his life, his personal experiences, as far as trials and challenges are concerned. Because like we talked the other time, many of us, we are going through a lot of trials and tribulations in our Christian walk. And we almost want to give up because we feel like, where is all this leading us to? What is in it for us? Or sometimes we know it, but it's hard for us. It's too much for us. And we're asking, will the process come to an end? I mean, some of us are struggling with our processes, our trials and tribulations, precisely. But today, he has gone through a lot too. He has gone through a lot. And God has brought him so far. And so he is going to share with us what he went through in his ministry, in his marriage, maybe his finances, and how he yielded for God to work on him, finish the process. He's now in his trophy stage, yes. Right. So he will share with us and also encourage us how you can stand strong in the midst of whatever you're going through so that you too will reach your trophy stage, and also to maintain, to stay the course, to keep on keeping on. So, as I said before, is Apostle Victor Bessong that we have here, and we will come back and we will start rolling with him. So don't go anywhere. I know you need us. Stay tuned. Apostle Victor Bessong is here, and today he is going to share with us his experiences and how it will help you who are going through your trials and season of tribulations and challenges in your Christian work to stand strong and also get to your trophy stage. Apostle, it's an honor to have you again.
Thank you, my dear. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Oracle TV Network.
Right.
A blessed outfit that God is about to use to blaze the word out to the whole world. And this is my debut TV broadcast. I know I've been on the radio many years now, but the part of the TV broadcast has not been on. It looks like God was holding my hand, holding my leg. I will release you when I want. And I bet you, I think this is the release.
Right.
This is the release. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know to those of you who are out in the city of Champion, I salute you. My mayor, Mayor Carpenter, and the entire family, the Caruso family, and some of my friends and colleagues. This is what God is doing. He's doing a new thing. So here comes my story. Thank you, Sister Lillian.
It's a pleasure to have you.
I'm appreciative of how the Bible talks about the kingdom is built out of unity.
Mm.
You know, that you bring in your gift
Mm.
and adding with the gift I have, and then we're about to bless somebody
All
out there.
right. Amen.
And I believe somebody get ready to be blessed.
Right.
You know, there is no reject in God's annals of life. There's no rejection, no matter how you are. Well, my story, like to say, Sister
Right. Just
Lily,
roll on with us. I mean,
I want to tell you that I wasn't a saint to start with. All have seen and come short of the glory of God. I belong in that category. But yet, one thing stood out for me. I was born out of a wonderful family back in Nigeria, and out of the Bessong's family, and I think some of my siblings, my nieces, nephew in Australia or somewhere in Calabar, my brother, they'll be watching these broadcasts.
All right.
Command blessing on them. See, I have a large family. My father, Mr. George Bessong, happened to come from the tribe of Boki,
okay.
in the southern part of the country of Nigeria.
All right.
And I was born when he set out to go on his business trip, met my mother, and the first thing that came into the show was me.
Interesting.
I have 3
Whoa.
other siblings. And also my father had to marry other wives, you know.
Okay.
For one reason that he said, you know, that he did not know his father and mother, and he was born orphan. So light skin, I don't know if there's a blend of Italian or anything. I've
Okay.
not checked out my ancestry.
Okay.
My father was light skinned.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
telling you, I took after my mom, which is okay. The other attributes are my father's.
Okay.
So, he got to marry. He told me, this is what he told me. He said he wanted to make a family. And he married the first wife. So I've had 12 children, and almost all of them died. And he coerced him to
Wow.
get other wives, saying something must be wrong here. But
Right.
that same mother had my other brothers and sisters afterwards. Then that's how he got into the polygamous side of the marriage, which I know people would think, oh, that's wrong. But there was a reason. He wanted a family that he never had. And so come from there, my father was industrious. This man traveled part of the country and other parts of the world just for business. And he grew, I was trained in the business way,
Okay.
selling things that everybody likes to get for daily uses. And I grew up, went to school, you know, and I met a lot of, you see, when God is dealing with you, getting you prepared, some of us may stop in that preparation state. I thank God I did not stop in that preparation state. I kept on. There were obstacles on the way, even going to school. You know, bright looking, everybody said I was a bright son of my father, but things were not going right.
Right.
I
In terms
was
of
not-
finances
No,
or?
no, in terms of the flow of things. You know, my
Wow.
father had money. He built houses. He one for me and my siblings in another place called Ogoja. Then built one in the place where I was born in Alok, and then built one at home when finally he was coerced to go home to see the rest of his family that he never knew.
Okay.
Because I said he grew up like that and fend for himself. So that's how we were spread out. Went
Wow.
to school, went to my primary school, and ended up in the secondary school in Velos secondary school, as in those days. And then got out. Was supposed to pursue a career in technology, but the Lord just had it that I should be prepared for ministry. So it's a long way. Like I said, I
Wow.
wasn't a saint, but I was not caught up in drinking, smoking, and running around. I did not. I don't know why. God was
Go
killing me.
catch you, right?
Some of you may think, why am I not like my fellow? Because I know there's great pressure, peer pressure right now. And those of you in school, mostly at this time, you find it difficult to really stay on your own. But if you stick with Jesus, you are more than a number of others who are doing what they're doing. So that's part of how I came up. And
Wow.
then got out of school, was supposed to be with my uncle, and then my uncle started persecuting me, and I knew that that was my leading to the ministry. From Port Harcourt, came home, I got involved with the ministry, Internal Revenue, IRS.
Okay.
Now it was out of IRS run that the Lord called me in 1979.
Wow. How old were you?
20 something, 29
Wow.
years or maybe 29 years or 28, about.
Wow.
Received the call.
And how long have you been in the ministry?
30, actually 79, calculating 79 to today. When I received the call. And then launched out into the Bible college. I thought I would just go, and God says, no, let me give you a little bit of brushing.
Like 36 years, around
Yeah,
36 years?
about,
That's a long time.
well, long-standing time.
So tell us about, the challenges you faced in your ministry. You were talking to me about how God called you, told you to go to Ghana, and you had
The
nothing.
Ghana trip, some of you must have heard a bit out of there. You see, God is a radical God looking for radical people to radically use them.
Right.
I spoke about that we live in an adventurous world, and to say the least, that in the spiritual world, it's more adventurous. The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and power. We have to beat these things. You hear me? We have to beat these things. They're called things. I can call them things any day, anytime. So it was not as easy. When the call came, I went in, came out, and then God says, go to Ghana. I said, go to Ghana. Who invited me? Nobody.
Which year was that?
It's 1984.
Like 5 years into your ministry?
Yes. When the Ghana economy was crawling, was totally down, I saw with my eyes the drugstores were cleaned out. I would hear people crying out in the cool of the evening because somebody died.
Wow.
There was no drug to cure. The hospitals were inactive. It was tough. I don't know why God would send me like Jonah.
At that
Go.
time?
Yeah. But I didn't say no.
Wow.
Like good old Abraham, I didn't say no.
Right.
This is one thing, secret of prosperity. Not saying to God no, as long as you know. You asked me, how did I know God
That
said
is God, right?
you see, when you begin to develop your spirit walk with God, begin to take in the word will now build your spirit and put antennas that are sticking out to heaven, that when God speaks, you begin to know.
Wow.
It can come in a common, casual way. But I took that. I began to say, God said, the Lord said to me, I know I had a simmer. I'm a witness inside of me. Go to Ghana, go to Ghana. There was no preparation. You see? And then
So like
God began
daily waiting upon the Lord, the reading of the word, the prayers, it should be consistent. It will make you hear his voice whenever he speaks.
God is willing to reveal himself to anybody who is willing to close up to him. It's not difficult, I said before. But you see, the enemy paints a difficult picture.
Wow.
God, we were set up in Adam in his image. There was no confusion, there was no doubting. Everything was flowing until that break came. The break was the knowledge of evil and good. We were supposed to know only evil. It would be easy, but that's notwithstanding. Right now, God wants us to forget about all those moments. Say, oh, all things work together for good.
Yeah, so tell us, what happened in Ghana?
Ghana?
How did you even get there at the first place?
The brother who I knew so well and I loved so much, the Lord told me, go stick with him. He was in the SU but still going to the Catholic Church.
Okay.
And people did not believe because he goes to Catholic Church, he was not a believer. Don't write off anybody because you don't know what God is doing in them.
Right,
You see,
right.
denominationalism is a killer disease. This is a story, I believe it's worthy of praises to God. This is how we get errands for God or from God,
Hmm.
the Lord spoke to my spirit saying, I want you to go to Ghana.
Hmm.
Out of the blue, right? To humans, it's blue, but it came through the wiring of the spirit.
Right. And you
that's-
didn't really know anybody in Ghana at the moment.
I knew.
Mm.
I heard of Apostle Barnabas, whom I knew that was out of the country through a friend of mine
Okay.
who were in school together.
Mm.
And he left, we left, no contact, no communication, nothing.
Wow.
And I didn't know where he was. No, Ghana is not a small
Mm.
village.
Mm.
It's a big country.
Mm.
Could be maybe in the upper region or
Mm.
lower region, whatever region it is.
Right.
The Lord said so. See, because I played my faith, so there was a thought that came to me. The Bible says, except you're converted to that state of a childlike state, no,
Right.
childish,
Mm.
childlike state of mind, you will not get into the kingdom. When we say that, gain access to the benefits of the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you calculate as a human grown person,
Mm.
how 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8.
Trying
God
to
don't
add
go-
up.
Yeah,
Mm.
God don't go like that.
Mm.
So I just zeroed in and I said, God, hey, let's go. I started announcing it.
Mm.
You know, you see, believe in your heart, confess with your mouth
Mm.
the Lord Jesus. So I believe that this was God. And I started talking. Say, I'm going to Ghana. I'm going to Ghana. Telling everybody. Some would see me and say, are you crazy?
You were not
Some-
even sure the
no.
person you knew was still there.
No.
And you didn't have, you had enough finances to
No.
go? No.
This is a story.
Wow.
Like a brother, he's passed on now, brother. He loved me so much that the Lord connected me with him. He was a Catholic believer, a born again Catholic believer that
Mm.
people wrote him off.
Mm.
That's why I say don't write anybody
Mm.
off because you don't know what connection they have. They might
Right.
be in a particular place right now.
Mm.
Don't say because they are there and they're not good.
Mm.
So the Lord told me to stick with him, and I did. And he came out to say, "Let me get you coffee money." That coffee money turned out to be my fare
Wow.
to Ghana. And not only that, he took me to the state of Imo State, where I took the coach to Lagos. And from Lagos, I flew.
Mm.
And
So
then
you were in Nigeria at that
yes,
time?
I was in
Mm.
Nigeria. That was my first missionary trip after receiving the call to a foreign field. So
Mm.
when I got the flight, bought the ticket, and then was left with a little amount of money. And I went to the international airport to take to board the plane. They said, no, go to another hangar. And the last money was used to take a taxi. I said, what are you doing to me? I'm going to be stranded. I don't know.
Right.
Nobody, even if I knew somebody, they don't know I was coming.
Mm.
I have to take a taxi. He said, shut your mouth
Mm.
and watch me do what I need to do.
Mm.
And he did it. I landed at Accra Kotoka Airport.
Mm.
And they said, now let's go and die. He said, no, you're not dying. You're starting to live. See, like I said, except a grain of wheat is planted to the ground, it has a process. You must die, then a new beginning starts.
Mm.
So I think I gave myself to a kind of virtual death because I was going to a place I never
Such a
been.
risk.
Yeah. And God honored the risk. See, there are
Wow.
risks that God honors. And you may be in that risk now. Don't back off.
Mm.
Stay the course, and then you see what God will do.
Wow.
So the taxi driver came in and said, do you need a taxi? I said, no, somebody's coming to pick me. This is all faith. Somebody said,
Wow.
mine? No. The vision was burning in me. Everything
Mm.
I said was just in line.
Mm.
He came the second time. I said no. He came the third time. I said no. I told him there's a Apostle Barnabas church. He said, I know.
The driver.
Yeah.
He said he knows.
Yes, I happen to know my friend. You see how God links up
Right.
and knew where he was living. And he said, I'll take you. The road were bumpy, full of potholes,
Mm.
and he had bald tires with wires sticking out. With this raggedy taxi, his brother took me. We drove all the way in. When going there, he had a flat.
Wow.
And had to bring another ball tire. And to add to the whole deal, my friend wasn't there per se if he didn't have the money to pay. You know what he said? He said, don't worry. He put the next ball tire in and drove over and said, I'll come back.
The driver?
Yes, he left. I never saw him again. And then when my friend came, I was at the church, empty church, and then giving my story on how God told me to come. My friend came back into town. They told him I came. He said, Reverend Bessong came? I said, yes. He ran to me, picked me up. And then while we were there, two gentlemen from Upper Volta came in, businessmen, and they heard my testimony. And they said, don't worry about it. We take care of the money.
Wow.
Look at God.
Yeah.
Is that not what? Like I said, so there's a business that I'm part of. There's a saying that goes this way: short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. There are many of us who are going through short-term pleasure for long-term sacrifice. No, better do it the other way. Pay a price here and gain so much.
Wow.
So he paid the money, and that's where we started. You know, he had no church, but he heard of a revival that he took me to. And when I related with the church and just felt at home, the pastor said, this revival, you have to preach it. 2 days I did, and God just did what he did.
Wow.
And from there, we planned a crusade. I said, I have to get a church going for you. We teamed up to do that. Went to a pastor, a woman pastor, who said, we have to pay some money. And God says, no, you're not paying no money. An evangelist who was working at the airport said, I'll play for free. Brought his band, brought everything. We set up. The dark night, there was no sky, and the message was Jesus in a state visit to Ghana. And when the sky was black, I said, look, Ghana has a black star. Connecting it to, I know black star does not shine bright. I know that means the skin. But the black star, I said, no. Our founding fathers took us the wrong way. So God is about to take us around. So,
You prophesy concerning Ghana.
yeah. So release the prophet. The next time I looked up, it was a star over my head. It was dramatic. And that added to...
I mean, physically, there was a star in the sky.
I said, look at that star. It's coming. It's a notation that Ghana is about to be visited. And when we came, I called for altar call. They came running, crying. And the gentleman there who was kind of entertaining me when the other bill was not there, planned a coup to take this and start the church. Instead of me setting this up to help, that cut me off. I slept that night, saw a vision that took me to go to Flight Lieutenant then Jerry Rawlings.
Okay.
And then I went and he received me. I gave him the message. I prayed for him, left the country. And a couple of months, the news came that things have started turning around. God confirmed the prophecy.
Wow.
I believe all the way till today, even though there's another stage that Ghana has to come out.
Right. Because I know around that time, they say 83, 84, there was this kind of famine in the country. And so you came back and this situation changed.
Yeah. I came, and then it was after that people who were out of the country began to go back.
Wow.
And
you also had the finances to come back.
Yeah. No, I paid. It was a back and forth flight. And I went home. And see, God, this God that we are just trying to relate to, we have not scratched the surface.
Like it said that he makes provision for his vision.
Yes.
So you responded to his vision and he provided.
Provision.
Right. And many of us go through similar scenarios.
Yeah.
God says, go to this location, do this. You don't have the finances. Like in your case, you don't know anybody, and it's such a risk. And many are still sitting down, not responding to the call because
they're afraid of taking
financial, crisis and all that.
Fear is of the devil. People are afraid to dare. If you dare and make a mistake, that's okay. So, Esther said, if I perish, I perish. He dared and went in, and God still the hand of the king, raised up when he was supposed to.
The scepter, right.
And see, when we dare, God is looking for darers, if there's any word like that. People who dare to go, dare to do it. the devil has people doing devil stuff.
So, Apostle, it goes the long way to say God honors you because he honors his word when he sent you and you obey.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to say that it's not an easy given to the flesh. I don't want to make it simplified. It comes as a result of consistent devotion. You see, in Hebrew chapter 11, verse 6, you say, for if we have to approach him, we must first believe. That
That
belief
he
is
is.
transcends just mere head belief. It's heart and head belief. You see, he is the rewarder of them who diligently seek it.
And in this case, you say your reward was what you prophesied coming to pass?
Yes.
It's kind of an honor.
Yeah, the prophetic. People didn't know about it because God, see, sometimes some of you are being made in the back of the wood, and then nobody's know. Just like David. David was a king, but he wasn't in the woods with the sheep. Some of you listening right now, that's your state. And don't just look at that and seal your destiny right there. See, I was believing to be on this show today is part of the prophecy of the past.
Right.
So there are things that are going to happen as you proceed on. So don't stop. Keep going.
Keep going.
Until you get your trophy.
Right. Keep going.
Trophies, they are temporal trophies, they are ongoing trophies, they are now final trophies. So final trophies will not be here on earth. It'll be
Right.
when we go to the grandstand.
Right.
The word moment.
Yes.
For what we have done.
Yes. Your trophy is still waiting, so don't give up yet. And you know, talking about this TV network being your debut video, we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
When we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll let you talk about how you were able to, for all these years, be in the ministry, doing the work of the ministry, and you were not being featured on the television when a lot of people, men of God, are being featured. We will talk about that when we come back from this break. How, of course, you can, you know, sometimes the people are getting the great stuff in life, you might think, and you don't know why you have been faithful to God and you are not receiving your portion. And like the Bible said, don't fret because of evildoers. You may tend to start fretting and all that. How do you stay strong? Apostle has been there. He will tell us how he was able to stand strong and still keep believing God. And I know that you'll get something out of it. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere yet. We'll be back soon.